Hi there, business owner, and welcome to the 3Bs podcast, the place where we go beyond the numbers and dive into strategies to help you build a better business one step at a time. I'm your host, Stephanie, a multi-award-winning entrepreneur with over a decade of experience in the bookkeeping and accountancy world. If you're a business owner looking to streamline, grow, and get back the time that you deserve, you're in the right place. We're tackling real-world problems, answering tough questions, and digging deep into business-building secrets in just 15 minutes each week. So are you ready to build a better business with confidence and clarity? Then let's go. Hello and welcome back to another episode of the 3Bs podcast, your go-to place for 15 minutes of CPD certified motivation, education and inspiration each week. We have another guest with us this week. Well, it's a guest we've already had. They were so fantastic, we had to have them back for another episode. Zoe, would you like to introduce yourself?
Oh, I'm going to have to remember what I said last time. Hello. I'm Zoe. I am a business owner. I own Zoë Dew Consulting and I am a data revenue and operations strategist. I work with multi-offer businesses to understand what is working in their business, what to let go of, and how to make more money. So make money, save money, or do cool stuff faster. That's my premise.
I love that so much. Now, for those that haven't watched the episode yet, go back and watch the other one because we were talking data, but in the most non-nerdy way, and I had the biggest light bulb while we was on the call, so it's definitely one to go back and watch or listen to. Today's episode, we're still going to talk about data because I don't know if you're a data nerd, but I'm a massive data nerd. And the sales side of things where a lot of business owners struggle, me included, and that data unlocks so many different decisions in your business, whether it's the financial data from the bookkeeping and accounting side that unlocks your financial decisions in your business, to the marketing and sales data that Zoe's talking about that will help you make decisions on what offers to put out, what offers to put down. I think it's all really important that you hear it. So first of all, is there any patterns that you see in customer behavior that sort of usually reveal a new product or offer opportunity? So maybe if they've got multi-offers and they're going to add another one, or maybe they don't have multi-offers and they need to start incorporating more than one offer in their business.
Yeah, the biggest pattern I see with most of the people that I work with is that their offers are working in silos almost. So they'll have this offer over here, which is maybe, I don't know, £100. And they're filling that funnel with people who are perfect for the £100 offer. And then they have another silo over here, which is maybe £2,000. And they think their £100 people are going to move up that ladder and go and buy the £2,000 product because that's what we're taught, right? Like have an offer ladder, people work their way up. That's not what happens. It's very rare that happens unless you have, very niche, very specific offerings that do take people on that journey. Most business owners don't. These people sit in silos. So you're working, depending on how many offers you have, like if you've got 2 offers, doubly as hard. If you've got 4 offers, quadruply as hard to get people in every offer. And you're not working hard enough on bringing the people who spent £150 with you and bringing them up to spending £2,000 with you, maybe over the course of a year. Most business owners want results now. We want quick, we want fast, we want dopamine hits everywhere, we want revenue coming in. But actually, if we took a step back and looked at everything long term, we should be looking at how long does it take someone from spending £150 to maybe spending £450, to then maybe spending £900, to then maybe spending £2,000. And what does that journey look like? Because then if we're concentrating on spending money, bringing in people at £150, that's a hell of a lot cheaper than trying to bring in people at the £2,000 mark when they need to know us and they need to have a relationship with us already most of the time. But what the other thing that I see is that the majority of people that I've worked with recently who have multi-offer businesses, maybe they've turned over 1.2 million in the last 5 years, probably. So they're on about 250,000 a year turnover, looking to grow. The main issue they have is that their total audience is quite big. We're looking at maybe 20,000 on an email list, another 20,000 on Instagram. Obviously, there'll be crossover. Maybe they've got a big presence on LinkedIn, or maybe they've got a Facebook group, whatever it is. They've got big numbers, but they have only had sales from about 6% of that audience. So they have prioritized growth of their audience not growth of their revenue. So it's quite a switch when I work with them to go, okay, this is great. Like, you obviously have growth nailed, but how can we look at conversion? Like, how can we convert more of these people? Because at the moment you're paying for them to be in your world and you're not earning anything back from them. And out of those 6% who've bought something from them, so I'll give you I'll give you an example. Two sides of the same coin. One of my clients had sales from about 6% of their audience. Out of 800 people who had bought the £150 product, only 40 had gone on to spend any more money of significant value. So maybe about 40% of them had spent another £20 here and there on different workshops and stuff. But out of 800, 40 went to buy the £2,000 product. 800 people sitting there, or 760 people sitting there, primed for another offer. But the gap there was there was nothing in the middle. So there was nothing at £500 for them to progress onto, because, like I mentioned at the beginning, that silo problem of, well, these people are all sat in this silo and they've bought, so there's nothing else, there's nowhere else for them to go. The other side of that coin is a client who had very good customer retention rate. So majority of people who came into their world would buy multiple times from them, but the product that they had, they could keep buying it. It was like a fitness program. They could keep buying it, but they weren't going to get any better results from buying it again. Like, they still had all the knowledge. So he needed to look at laterally working out his offer. So the same price point, but offering different results across the price points, rather than an ascension model, which is, getting them to spend more because they're already happy spending. They're going to buy whatever he puts out. He just didn't have enough things for them to buy.
Amazing. Again, light bulbs all over the place. It blows my mind, the things that your incredible brain comes out with. Okay, so this question is something, I guess, a little more holistic than the actual data is. How do you balance gut instinct with data when deciding where to invest next, when you're looking at selling the next offer or developing the next offer? Because quite often as business owners, we have this gut instinct and we do one of two things. We push ahead with it full force, 110% straight away, or we sit on it for ages and ages and ages, and then actually the moment's passed to actually put out that offer in the first place. How do you balance the gut instinct with the data?
So I would do both. So if you have a gut instinct, if you are tracking your data and like collecting information about your business, that will inform whether your gut is correct or not. So I'm very good now at pulling something if it's not working, because I know my typical uptake rate, typically how long it takes people to sign up. There are people who are in my world that will sign up to all that I do if they are interested. This is the point. They're not fans. They're not, signing up to every single thing I put out there. But if it's relevant for them, they will sign up very quickly if they see it. So I have markers that I can tell if something's not going to hit. I'll pull it because the messaging isn't working. I just did this 2 weeks ago. It will have happened by the time this episode goes out, but I've been promoting a masterclass. It had one name. It did not have any uptake. Like, it had no interest. And I sat with it and I thought, right, what's not working here? It's not the content of the masterclass, because I know that's really solid. It's the title. The title's not working. I changed the title and I got signups immediately because the title was more appealing. So once you know these things and your gut instinct, I would say, normally is based off data that you are subconsciously tracking. It's just if you start to consciously track it, you can make decisions much quicker. So I'm very much a person who goes by gut instinct, but I also know things. So for instance, I know most of the people that I work with don't work on a Friday. Like, they're either doing back office stuff or they're just not working at all. I know if I was to launch something on a Friday, I wouldn't get much uptake. I know that. Does it stop me from doing it? No. I still do it, but I know now not to pull it, because on a Friday, I'm going to have less reaction than I would have on a Monday. So I know to leave it. I only know that, though, from looking at the behavior patterns of my audience and tracking all that sort of stuff. But I think a data-backed gut reaction is the best route to take.
There's some incredible sound bites going on there. That was brilliant. Thank you. And then, so is there a quick win experiment that a CEO or business owner can run this month to test if their best-selling offer is still their most profitable? I think with it being the run-up to Christmas, with it being sort of the end of Q4, Black Friday, is now the time to do that? Or actually, should this quick win be done after what is normally a very busy period and a very crowded marketplace with sales and offers all over the shop?
I think if you haven't been preceding Black Friday, now probably isn't the time to make a knee jerk of, oh my God, I need to do a Black Friday offer because everyone else is. However, if you do have something that's sold well for you this year, Black Friday is probably a great opportunity to resell that thing. So repackage it, offer some bonuses, do it at an amazing price. If there's things that you've wanted to try and test and you haven't wanted to do it because of how it aligns with the rest of your offer suite or how you want to be perceived, then Black Friday is another great opportunity to do that because everyone is doing different things. So it's a good time for you to try something different as well. But if you want a quick win, I would take a look at, if you use Stripe, download your Stripe data. If all of your stuff's in Xero, look at Xero. As an aside, make sure you're naming everything properly so that you can do this in the future. Don't have like random names and for random offers that you've done for people. Always run with coupon codes or discount codes so that you can track things in that way rather than changing your product name. But that's probably another podcast. I would export all of your transactions in Stripe or Xero or wherever that information is and look to see which offer made you the most revenue. So we're not looking at how many people bought it because that's a different story to how much money you've actually made. Look to see what made you the most money and then think, what's the thing that people actually bought that for? Why did they buy it? Did they buy it because of the bonus that was with it? Did they buy it because they needed the knowledge that I was selling? Did they buy it for the community? Look at what it was that they bought for. And then I would repackage that and run it as like a flash sale or a flash offer to see if you can make your offer suite leaner without having to create and deliver more. So just take one part of it, repackage it, sell that to see if that's a winner as well. You're then growing your offer suite. I had one client who her refund rate was really high on a certain product. And that's because people weren't buying it for the product. They were buying it for the bonus that they got. They got the bonus straight away. They didn't want the thing that they were buying. So they requested a refund because they'd already got what they were buying. So she repackaged it and sold the bonus. And that worked so well. So yeah, that's a quick win that I would do. And also I would look at, if you want to do like a bit of a nerdy quick win, look at your offers, how much money each of your offers has made versus what your audience size is. Because often you will be pleasantly surprised at how much money you've been able to make off what potentially is quite a small audience in the grand scheme of things.
Again, you always bring so much value and wisdom to these episodes. I think you're going to have to come back again. You know that, right?
Anytime.
Yes, it was amazing. So thank you so much. So obviously you help all business owners with this sort of thing. So where is best for people to connect with you if they want your help or support or just want to join your world?
Come and join me on Instagram, Zoë Dew. It is business, but it's a lot. I do have another Instagram, but I don't use it. So everything goes on here. So what I'm eating to what I'm working on to opinions that I have. Also, I hang out on Threads quite a lot. So same username on Threads, ZOERDEW. And my website is zoedew.com. You can connect with me on LinkedIn and places like that, but I'm not really very present there. So if you want to like chat with me, Instagram is the best place to do that.
And I've learned so much about sourdough starters and God knows what from Zoe's Instagram stories. It's so fascinating. Thank you again so much for joining me. I really appreciate it. That does bring us to the end of another episode of the 3Bs podcast. If you like this episode, like, rate and review. It takes you a couple of seconds for that 5-star rating. Really helps push the podcast out to more business owners so we can all build better businesses. Thank you so much for joining me, Zoe, and I will see you next week for the next episode.
Bye.
And that brings us to the end of another episode of the 3Bs podcast. I hope you found it useful and that you're walking away with some motivation, inspiration, or education to help you build a better business. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and of course connect with us on social media for more insights, tips, and behind the scenes content. Your next step in building a better business is just a click away. I can't wait to connect with you, and I'll see you on the next episode. Bye.